Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to RLH for another week. And looks a little damp, does it? Or am I just seeing things? Get something straight off the bat. I've been ill the last week, so yeah, we'll try and put on a decent show. Yeah, if my voice goes at any point, you'll know why. Straight into qualifying then. We'll get some information up. Tyres, we'll keep the telemetry on, some lap data, and we will have a full track map. 14 drivers out there. I'm not in a party, so I will sort that out. So, apologies for that, I'm back in, and just take a second to catch up. Right, so I think we've probably got some drivers on flying laps now. I believe Wolsey on track is on one. Things are definitely looking a little overcast. I'm not entirely sure if the track is completely bone dry. There was a little bit of what looked like spray coming out of the pits, but seems to be fairly dry out there. We're definitely on slicks either way. Wolsey coming around now through the tobacco corner and now into the swimming pool. The second section of the swimming pool all looks pretty neat and tidy. I'm not sure if anyone is yet. Liam already across the line on mediums. Ooh, a bit of understeer there through Raskas for Wolsey. Can he beat the 112? Rick has already gone faster on the soft, so 111.3. Ferrari across the line now, 111.5 slots in on the front row. But Rick has gone straight up to... no, sorry, who's got in there? Giraffe's gone up into second on a 111.4. And then I think Ricky did, yeah. So Giraffe on mediums as well. We've got another guy coming across the line, is the Entity. So both Williams, pretty solid laps on medium tyres. So they'll be maybe hoping to start the race on those. Just get the stream back up so I can keep up with any comments. Feel free, of course, to get some predictions in. First retirement is probably an appropriate one this evening. We've also already got some support for Luke from Shaq in the comments, so welcome. A couple of you tuning in already. Maggot goes quickest, so it's an North Mercedes front row. Where have we seen that before? Maggot, yeah, top of the times on a 110.9 so far. And yeah, that's looking very good for them. We've got some yellows, and that is Eric getting out of the way of quite a lot of traffic that's following him into Mirabeau. No lap time from Jordan Mason yet. Fleddy as well. Let's go on board with him. He's got the medium tyres on. I believe he's on a flying lap coming out of the tunnel now down to the Nouvelle chicane. And yeah, all looks pretty nice through there. To back, such a tricky corner. You don't want to turn in too early. You'll catch that inside wall. All looks pretty good, if a little wide through the first part of the swimming pool. Who am I to tell Fleddy how to drive? He's been pretty much on fire all season so far, albeit did have a bit of a shaky start with DNF in Australia. Across the line, what's it going to be? It is indeed straight to the top. Look at that, 10.9 slots in ahead of Maggot, despite the slower tyres. And Prestari, I think, has just gone across the line in P9. No lap yet from Zenon. Jordan Mason, good lap from him, puts him up into P3. Micken is on an out lap by the looks of things, so is Cranky. Cranky's just starting a lap, so we'll go on board. He's also got the mediums on. So playing the long game. Up the hill through sector 1. You don't want to turn in too tight to that left-hand wall. It comes back to you as you come around the left-hander. But now avoiding that bump on the way down to Mirabeau. All looking pretty good at the moment. And the tightest corner on the F1 calendar goes on forever, but he's round it. Now through Portier into the tunnel. Up through the gears. Absolutely flat out the fastest part of the racetrack. Picking his braking point probably just after that lamppost on the right. And a little bit deep over the curb there. Will have cost him a little bit of time. We've got yellows further around the lap. Not sure what that's for. But it shouldn't affect Cranky's lap as he comes through the swimming pool. Oh, big slide as he grabs too much curb. He'll do well to hang on to that and keep the lap. Does just about. But it's certainly a little bit scruffy towards the end. Is he going to complete it? He does. He comes across the line, or well, through the final corner, and will cross the line. It's not going to be anything special though. A couple of mistakes. 12.7 gets him on the board. And yeah, Zenon back in the pits in the Red Bull, and we've got quite a queue of drivers coming out there. Micken, I think, on a lap, although yeah, looks like he's invalidated somewhere. Must be at Sandoval. I'm not sure where else you could do it in the first part of the lap. Excuse me, there's the first one. As mentioned, if anyone is just tuning in, doing my best despite a little illness tonight. All of the, well, I say all of the cars, a lot of the cars are currently in and around the hairpin area, so despite the fact we've only got, we have got 15, so someone must have joined a little bit late. Yeah, despite the fact only 15 drivers, they're all congregating around the same part of the racetrack. Pretty decent attendance, obviously, yeah, occasionally see a little bit of a drop-off around Monaco time, but good to see 15 drivers out there. And Micken, I think, has gone straight for another lap, so we'll go on board with him, and hopefully he can get, well, yeah, he's got through turn 1 this time with no issues. Oh, a little bit wide at the top of Casino as the Ferrari's just swapping position, and Prestari just about staying out of the way as Micken had to navigate that bump. Now coming through the hairpin all the way down to first gear for Micken. And you can take a lot of that right-hand curb onto the pavement. Pretty decent run now through the tunnel. He's on the soft tyres, so you would expect him to sort of sit into the mid-pack so far. And taking a lot of curb, got away with it. To back coming up now. And the swimming pool section. Yeah, kept it a little bit tighter than we've seen from a couple of the guys through there, and all looks very nice indeed. Very good run through the second part of the swimming pool. Gets it turned through Raskas and now Nogues. You can sit it up against that curb if you like, but he didn't choose to do so. And now trying to find the straightest run to the line. He goes, unfortunately, only 12th fastest on a 12.3. Didn't see any major issues there, so maybe just an all-round improvement possible from Micken. As we're on board now with Zenon. Oh, and he's caught the inside wall there, and that's that lap blown as well then. Booty also yet to get a lap on the board. If that graphic is correct, then we've got a purple middle sector, and the traffic shouldn't affect him going to the line. So we'll see what he's going to manage in the Aston. And indeed does go fastest. What a lap that is from Booty. So this is someone who didn't feel he was capable of C1 at the start of the season. Well, he was encouraged to stick with it, and yeah, showing there that he's certainly made a significant improvement, and that's some good pace from him, and puts him top of the pile so far. Displaces Maggot and Ricker in the 2 Mercedes. So only Eric then, Zenon did set that time, the 1:30.2, and goes straight into another lap by the looks of things. Yeah, Eric is the only man at the moment yet to set a time, down there in 15th place, going through not the quickest first sector time we've seen, but still time to make up that in the final 2 sectors. All looking pretty good through the hairpin and into Portier. Some yellows at the end of the lap, not sure who that's for. It could be, oh yeah, Giraffe got it all wrong through Raskas. Oh, and he's got a 5%, oh, he's impeded his teammate as well. Not sure if he was on a lap, but unfortunately, yeah, that's one of the features of Monaco, isn't it? The two drivers coming around did go in the pits, so I'm not sure if they were on laps or not. But if they were, then they've lost them. And unfortunately for Giraffe, a penalty because Jordan Mason, probably going around Raskas unsighted, has managed to run into him. Fleddy on a lap on the softs, so clearly not feeling though that medium lap is sufficient. He's fourth at the moment, but even though that would probably be the ideal strategy and go long, he probably thinks if he can get up the front, it doesn't matter what strategy he's on, he'll sort of back himself with the pace to pull away and doesn't want to be in any traffic. He's purple first sector so far, so you would expect that improvement to come. He's 4/10 off at the moment, and you expect a pretty big improvement on these red wall tyres. Down into, and for some reason we've got Sparks. Oh, he's invalidated it. For some reason we had Sparks still coming from the barrier where Zenon hits it. I think it's Booty in a different car. Booty might, yeah, so Booty, it seems, was the one that joined late when we only had 14 cars. And he's probably in the wrong car, but it is not an issue. We'll just check what team he's actually scoring points for. Let's have a look. He's in the Aston, so I'm not sure what the message is about. Back to it then. Fleddy, what happened to him? He came back to the pits after that invalidation, so probably we'll go again in the closing minutes. Jordan Mason's on an out lap. Who else have we got? I think possibly got Zenon doing a few laps on the soft tyres at the moment, maybe just getting his eye in for a late run. Micken back out on track as well and appears to be on a lap, so we'll stick with him for now. And then after that we'll go to Jordan Mason, who is starting a lap as we speak. So Micken through the tunnel once again. At the moment, as we said, yeah, sitting P13, does have the opportunity for an improvement. That looked pretty good through there as someone's getting out of the way. Not sure, that's one of the Williams, I think, wasn't it? Up the hill in sector 1. Good run through the swimming pool for Micken. In fact, yeah, it looks very nice and smooth through there, didn't it? If you can get it turned into Raskas. Yeah, all good. One last corner to go through Anthony Nogues. DRS open, driving for the line. This should be an improvement. We didn't quite catch the first part of the lap. It does improve, but he's still a little bit off. It may not be the worst thing to start. Oh, we've lost Jordan Mason in the tunnel. And unfortunately, probably just missed the opportunity to see what happened. We will stick with Maggot. I fear the car will be cleared by then. It is very much in the middle of the tunnel. Oh, he's completely lost it in the tunnel there. I wonder if he's just... Yeah, I'm not entirely sure how he's managed that. And we've got the other Ferrari facing the wrong way by the looks of things. Wolvesy up the hill to Massenet. So it's all kicking off here in the final 5 minutes of qualifying. Who did we have? We were going to go for Jordan Mason, weren't we? So unfortunately that's not going to happen. I'll just get the stream back up. Bear with me 1 second. Yep, that's that. Right, so who have we got? We've got possibly Booty on a lap, is he? And he is improving, yep. Yeah, he's got Stroll's helmet, of course, hasn't he? So yeah, definitely joined late. Giraffe goes fastest with a 1:10.0. What an improvement from him. I think he was on the mediums, wasn't he, on his first run? So yeah, good improvement there. Booty, unfortunately, doesn't look like he's going to improve enough to steal that back off him, unless he has a mammoth final sector. He's got his teammate just behind him. It's a 10.4, does improve by half a tenth. Luke, look at that, up onto row 2, but Prestari bumps them both straight back down. Who else have we got coming across the line? Wolvesy starting a lap. Who's going to be next. I think that's probably the Entity. We'll go with him. Big improvement, yeah, again, looking like, yeah, so he has done a lap on the softs. 11.1 since his first lap on the mediums. He goes across the line. What's it going to be? A 10.4. So, yeah, puts himself on the second row, just behind Booty as it stands. What can Mercedes do? They held, in fact, Maggot's invalidated this lap, but going again. Ricker's on an out lap. Micken going for the line. Is there an improvement? There is not, but yeah, maybe going again. The two Alpha Tauris, Liam coming across the line with a big improvement expected. P5, 10.5 exactly. Where's Fleddy? Oh, look at that. Yeah, we just expected a lap there. Goes P2. Can't quite knock Giraffe off that pole position though. There's Cranky coming through now on soft tyres. 4/10 improvement so far. What can he manage? Goes into P11. Clears only one of the Ferraris. And Zenon starting a lap. Wolvesy, big improvement coming, is it? It was in time, but unfortunately only puts him back up into the top 10. Prestari went across the line. Not sure if he finished a lap or not. Giraffe is in the pits. The Entity is... So who's that that's just crossed the line? Was that Eric? No. I'm missing a blue car somewhere. Oh, is it Prestari? Who is this blue car? I'm so confused. Oh, it is the Entity. Cranky's retired in the tunnel. Oh, Maggot's gone fastest. We missed that. So, yeah, he's just crossed the line. 109.747. Good lap from him. Right at the death. So, yeah, Mercedes were dropping back. Eric on an out lap does just get across the line. So, oh, but he invalidates at turn 1. So he's not going to get a lap in. Zenon has crashed as well at the swimming pool. Excuse me. Prestari coming through the final corner. A little bit of wheel spin. Can he improve from his current 10.4? I don't think so. No, not quite. And I fear that's probably it for qualifying. The Entity has backed off. Do we have Ricker on a lap? He's improving slightly. Maggot, I think, is probably on a slow one. Yeah, he's on an in-lap. It's invalidated anyway. Micken, maybe still on a lap. Going through the final couple of corners. Oh, Eric has retired at the chicane. Hopefully not holding up Ricker here. They're getting pretty close, aren't they? Micken is going to come across the line with a 12.8. No improvement. Ricker did improve slightly. I think stays P9. And the two Alpines are blocking each other. It's convenient. Well, that's qualifying over anyway, so I'll take the opportunity for a small break. And I'll be right back with you for the race. Okay, back with you, and we're about just over halfway around the formation lap. Maggot leading us around. We'll go with position change at the start, although, well, I'd say we're not expecting too much, but you never know with what goes off at Monaco. I'm sure there'll be at least one with a red arrow heading downwards, but hopefully not, but just speaking from experience. Lining up onto the grid then, so it's Maggot, Fleddy, Prestari, Booty, the Entity, Liam, Giraffe, Luke, Ricker, Wolsey, Jordan Mason, Cranky, Micken, Zenon, and Eric. Too fast for you. Didn't get a chance to show how fast he can be in qualifying. Didn't manage to set a timelines up at the back of the grid, and he is the last man pulling into his grid slot now. And very soon we'll be underway. So back to the front, here we are. 4 or 5 lights on, and we're away. So Maggot looking like he's got a decent start. Fleddy can't quite look at going around the outside of him, can he? And Maggot leading into turn 1, all pretty safe so far, but they've got to filter through and funnel into turn 1 down the back. Oh, we've got someone, that's Cranky, facing the wrong way, and I think there's maybe a couple of cars damaged in there as well. So Cranky needs to spin it round, and he's going to take the 15-point turn instead, and we'll go back to the front. We've got, in fact, we've got local yellow flags by the looks of things. So Maggot's still leading us away. Fleddy, Booty up 1, Prestari's dropped a place, and yeah, so Cranky is now back underway, but he'll need to come back to the pits for repair. Maggot and Fleddy already down to the chicane, and now it's sort of settling for a very long evening, 39 laps. It's absolutely not about who's the quickest in the race at Monaco. There are very much different ways to go about winning this race, and I'm pretty sure we'll see at least one person in the wall over the course of tonight. So that's not including Cranky, we've already seen. As the Entity drops behind Liam for 5th and 6th place. So plenty going on already. And we've got a pretty mammoth fight going on in the midfield. We've got Jordan Mason into the pits, as well as Ricker and Zenon. So I think that's probably the aftermath of that early incident. Let's look at this midfield scrap going on involving the 2 Williams. We've got Liam just ahead as well. So 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, all pretty spread out. And then 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, I believe, is currently this 4-way scrap. And yeah, it's, as we say, a long evening. There's very little overtaking opportunities, of course. So you just got to follow and hope for a mistake from the car in front. And you've got to very much be well alongside if you're going to make a successful overtake. What is Cranky going to put on in terms of tyres? He's put the hard tyres on. He's going to go as far as he can into this race. He could probably get to the end on those. I don't know how the strategy this season... Oh, we've lost Wolsey in the tunnel. Has he managed that? That could be interesting. That might be potentially a virtual safety car. We'll go on board with Ricker. No, it's cleared. So yeah, not entirely sure how he's ended up in the wall there, but unfortunately we're down to just 14 runners, and the DRS is now enabled. Maggot, oh, Leo, look at him running so wide up through Massenet, got away with it. Eric's now in the pits as well, so that's another one. So what I think anyone from 10th downwards have all been in the pits, I believe. Yeah, Fleddy didn't manage to get Maggot off the line. We've seen that sort of 2nd place grid slot be quite effective in previous seasons, but not this evening for Fleddy. Got a monster start. Last time I covered him in Imola, but couldn't quite replicate that this evening. Maggot got a very solid start himself, it has to be said. Booty's settling into a decent 3rd place at the moment, and we've got more issues. Is that Liam? He's potentially clipped that ever-sparking barrier, and the Entity's already picked up a track limits penalty as well. So yeah, shouldn't be, if he's clipped it with the rear tyre, there shouldn't be any damage on the AlphaTauri. So yeah, hopefully not as bad a situation as his teammate finds himself in at the moment. 2 Williams though, promoted back up to 5th and 6th, and actually now running pretty lonely in those positions, as Zenon now picks up a 3-second penalty for track limits as well. So we'll go back to the front. We've got a sort of spread out 4-way battle for the lead in inverted commas at the moment. So we've got Eric has we know where we're going to find it from Cranky. That'll be cleared by the time we get there. So Eric has lost it probably on the exit of the first part of the swimming pool, and he's sort of drifted all the way to the second part by the looks of what we can see on the track now. And unfortunately, down to just 13 runners after 4 laps. 4 laps of 39. Hopefully my voice can keep up with that. Not in the best of conditions this evening. But Maggot doing a very good job at the moment. Prestari just starting to close up onto the back of Booty. So it could definitely be one to watch. DRS is enabled, of course. And all the while, these soft tyres will start to wear out. Booty actually seemingly struggling with electrical energy, yeah. You see the red light flashing down the start-finish straight, but even with DRS and a lot more energy, you saw Prestari really had nowhere to go. Behind him there's 2 Williams, then Micken running in a pretty lonely 7th place, but the first man on mediums. Zenon has retired from the session. That's another one who falls victim to the swimming pools, 2 in as many laps. And once again clearing it under yellow, so I think that's probably for the best that the safety car's reduced at the moment, ever since the sort of chaos we had in Australia, where it was I think a total of about 8 green flag laps, something absolutely ridiculous. Oh, we lost the entity in the tunnel. Exit of the tunnel. What is going on with the tunnel this evening? It seems much more difficult than it has been previously. And well, then there were 11. Micken up to P6 could be on for a very good result. Touch wood. Don't want to give him the old commentator's curse, as Prestari still right up the gearbox of Booty for that final podium position as it stands. And at what point there's 4.6 second gap to Fleddy ahead. Oh, that's going to be an opportunity. Hopefully, wow, that was pretty clean from those 2 guys. Booty though still sticking up the inside. Can he get that one turned just about? And they're going to go side by side into the hairpin. Surely not. They'll struggle to make it round. But oh, Prestari, yeah, what a move that was. And it has to be said, great racing from both of them. Booty as well. So it got in a little bit hot with his defence into Mirabeau, but after that they definitely gave each other just enough space to make it work. And Prestari now is up into 3rd place. I was just about to say, at what point does he back off a little bit just to make sure he's not involved in any incident with Booty and just wait it out until the pit stops? But now he can start after that 6.3 second gap to Fleddy, and if he's got the pace to think he can be winning this race this evening, then he can definitely close that up. And oh, wait a minute, we've got Booty in the pits. We've also got Booty without a helmet, so we've seen that already this season. I think Lanzi last time, and yeah, we've got Booty racing with just his balaclava. So in fact, that's probably why everything closed up for Booty. We saw him get wide in the top of Massenet, didn't we? So probably struggling with that front wing for a while. And at the moment, Maggot's still keeping Fleddy out of that 1 second window. Not much to be said there. They're both doing a fantastic job. As it stands, Giraffe now the only Williams remaining in the race on lap 7. Micken moving up to P5. Booty's put the hards on to go to the end and does come out just ahead of Ricker, Liam and Jordan Mason. That's worked out perfectly for Booty. He wouldn't want to be behind them, would he? As what a battle we've got in our hands here. So 3 of them on the medium tyres, and then Booty ahead on the hards. As almost a traffic jam coming through the hairpin. And Luke as well, not too far behind these. As Fleddy pits, so that's an early stop off the soft tyres, and he should get himself out into some pretty clear air. He'll be ahead of this bunch, of course, so he's probably going to come out, I would imagine, just ahead of Micken. So behind Giraffe, who's going to be in fairly soon anyway. That works out pretty well for Fleddy. Some nice clear air for any of the front runners who would have pitted, because we've seen quite a few guys pitting very early for damage. So yeah, Fleddy now on new mediums has a chance to get the hammer down, and might have just got the jump on Maggot there. We'll see what the Mercedes man can do in response. But at the moment, we've still got this four-way battle raging on, and Booty on those hard tyres, starting to get them up to speed. But at the moment is very much the cork in the bottle. And yeah, so most of the cars are sort of, again, congregating around this this hairpin section. But Luke's pitted, actually, again. Put the hard tyres on. As Maggot continues on. Penalty for Jordan Mason for track limits coming through, I think it's through Portier, or through the first part of it. I don't actually think that corner is named after the hairpin. The right-hander way can properly get up on the pavement. And as these guys come through to back, all as they were, a little bit wide for Liam there. It's so easy to lose a chunk of front wing on that outside wall. But he's getting a little bit impatient here, isn't he? Wanting to get on with it. The problem is, if he gets in front of Ricker, he's got Booty straight ahead of him, so he can't really make any progress in in terms of time to the guys ahead. And yeah, Jordan Mason has that exact issue plus one, being one place further back. But now looking at him, he's getting a real run as Liam, I think, struggling. In fact, they're all struggling for energy, but Jordan Mason's going to try one up the inside. That's going to result in contact, and yeah, the wall does come back towards you as well, so he's always going to struggle with that. Oh, he's sideways, lit the rear up, and that's another retirement. Both Ferraris out of the race, and all just got a little bit wild, didn't it, behind Liam, as Giraffe picks up a penalty for track limits. And again, looks like we're going to have just yellow flags clearing that one. Seems to be no in between reduced safety car or normal. Either way, does keep the race flowing. Prestari is now into the pits and back on his way. He's probably going to come out behind Micken, so it's not ideal, because in fact Micken, yeah, he's on mediums, he won't be going that far into the race. Booty's probably the first of the guys going to the end, isn't he? So what's the closest battle on track now? Fleddy behind Giraffe, so the Williams won't be too long before he's into the pits. However, Fleddy doesn't want to sit behind him, because Maggot might have actually just played this one to perfection. If Giraffe doesn't pit anytime soon, we'll keep an eye on that gap between Maggot and Giraffe, because if that starts increasing, Fleddy might just have missed his opportunity. I'm not entirely sure how long it takes to make a pit stop here. But, it's steadily increasing, isn't it? Just about 18.5 seconds now as they come through the swimming pool section. Maggot has continued on into another lap, and while ever Giraffe hasn't pitted, and while ever Fleddy is back in P3, using all the energy he can find, but he's a little short at the moment. Wants to be careful, can't afford to lose a front wing. Always a little bit of contact, and in fact, does it look like Giraffe maybe has a bit of front wing damage? Either way, Fleddy is through. Might have been a little bit rude, but probably just on the edge of what was acceptable. I'm surprised he managed to get through there with such little energy, electrical energy, to be honest. But either way, got a good run out the final corner and a bit of DRS as well. So it's now 18.9 seconds. I have no idea if that's enough for Maggot to pit and come out ahead. But you would imagine now on those fresher tyres that Fleddy's going to start eating into that one. So are we going to see Maggot in this time? Through Raskas he comes. He is indeed, so we'll soon find out if 18.6 seconds is enough to keep the lead. Medium tyres going on, so maybe another pit stop. I'll be honest, it's been some time since I've raced Monaco, but it looks like it's pretty Going to be pretty safe here, is he? It's going to be... Oh no, he's going to tighten up, isn't it? He does cut the first corner. He didn't seem to get a very good run out of the pits there. I wonder if he kept the limiter on too long. It just didn't seem to accelerate. Either way, Fleddy takes the lead by 1.9 seconds. We've got Ricker. Some yellow flags there. Is Liam letting him back through? Maybe a little bit of an incident between the two of them. Either way, Ricker now 7th place, Liam in 8th. Cranky finds his way back up into P10. He'll be hoping for a safety fairly, so yeah, if there was ever to be a safety car, Cranky needs it to be now. Lap 12 of 39. Long way to go yet. And look at that purple middle sector from Fleddy. He's putting the hammer down now. And yeah, he might have missed out on pole, but he's looking pretty good in the position he's in now. Very long way to go though. It's so easy to clip a wall, and all of a sudden your race either changes or is over completely. Giraffe is now into the pits, so where will he come back out? Probably, yeah, he's going to be behind that sort of three-way battle. Excuse me, for P6. Yeah, he'll rejoin in 8th place, so just Luke and Cranky behind him. It is one of those days though where you just have to keep going. Like, it's hard for Cranky. Obviously he's been some way off the pack since lap 1, but it's worth just plodding around already. He's getting points, so yeah, he'll pick some up if he can make it to the end. And we are about a third of the way there so far. It's we've lost a third of the field. So that stands to reason by the end of the race we'll have no runners remaining. Cranky did predict one runner at the checkered flag, so who knows, maybe it could be him. He ends up winning the race. Fleddy managed to get a bit of DRS off Cranky before he lapped him there, so that'll help as we lose Jordan Mason. Cranky pulling to the right hand side to let Maggot through. Micken finds his way up into the podium positions at the moment as Prestari came out behind him. And wait a minute, we've got Ricker in the pits, so Liam will take over that P6 behind Booty, who's on the hard tyres. So what's the gap to the leader on Booty? 23 seconds. So it's certainly looking pretty strong for Booty to be thinking about a podium, isn't it? I know, saying this as if we're probably not going to see any more retirements, but yeah, reading the race as it is now, you would definitely think Booty's in with a chance. Track position absolutely key here, of course, and despite the medium tyres, Liam just can't find a way through at the moment. Following him through the tunnel. A lot of drivers out there using a lot of energy, so they're definitely going through it and not managing to really charge it up all that much. Fleddy another fastest lap for him, 12.348 this time. That would have actually had him off the back row of the grid, I think, so that's pretty impressive on 7-lap old mediums with race fuel on board. Be interesting this time. Can Liam manage to get closer to Booty? No, not going to be close enough from there. He's not shy of a move, but yeah, it would be suicidal from that point. As Giraffe shows what pace he has in the locker, with an 11.9 on fresh mediums. So, oh, a little bit of contact there from Liam. But yeah, Giraffe, I would imagine he's probably going to pit again. I don't know how far the mediums go here. However, he's got some decent pace, but he's going to find himself on the back of these two in the not too distant future. It's Prestari now right on the back of Micken, but seemingly can't find a way through as they clatter over the curbs at the swimming pool. And And is everything okay with Mick? And yeah, he's got the full complement of his front wing by the looks of things, and does have a lot of electrical energy to defend with. It's going to take something special from Prestari to get there. Deep on the brakes, just about kept it out of the back of the Haas, and lives for another day. Go back to Liam, same story, not quite close enough. Just that start finish straight just isn't long enough, is it? Oh, wait a minute, I missed something there. I looked down for a drink for 1 second and completely missed what just happened. Booty is behind Liam. Let's try and catch that on the on the stream. You guys saw it? I didn't. So I'll commentate on what I'm seeing. Booty, did he just get a little bit of wheel spin, or what happened there? Oh, he completely backed out of it. So he got a little bit out of shape on the exit of Sandoval, and then seemingly just bailed and wanted to keep his front wing for another day. Oh, Booty! Oh, he's lost. That was commentator's curse, wasn't it? He lost his front wing literally about a second after I said he wanted to save his front wing. So unfortunately for him, well, yeah, he still has four wheels pointing in the right direction, but unfortunately he needs to return to the pits, and he'll probably put on, what, a set of mediums? Is that doable? Probably. Back to the front. Maggot is starting to close in on Fleddy again, isn't he? So we had those sort of rapid laps and fastest laps from Fleddy, but now Maggot on those slightly fresher tyres is starting to go with him again. Yeah, medium tyres on for Booty. Still Prestari not managing to find a way past the Haas, who again has pretty decent levels of energy. But now look at this, down into the Nouvelle chicane. Yeah, he'll get that one done, and again another driver seemingly not wanting to get involved in any incident. Micken playing it very safe there, and yeah, it does tend to be one of the more mature heads. Micken doesn't fight unnecessary fights, and always finds himself right up there towards the end. A little bit of wheel spin there coming out of Raskas. So that opens Prestari back up to Micken, maybe just getting towards the end of his tyre life and losing a bit of performance. Prestari, yeah, now 17 seconds off of Maggot. Needs something special to happen, really, if he's going to get himself back into the fight for the win, as the two Astons swap in positions. Very bright helmet of Luke now following. So yeah, that was pretty sensible, wasn't it? Booty on brand new mediums is now unleashed with his helmetless driver. Ricker having a pretty quiet one now. P7. Still picking up some decent points as it stands. Giraffe is closing in on the back of Liam. So I would imagine this is probably going to be the next fight we'll see. Williams versus AlphaTauri. So we'll stick with him for just a moment. 1.6 seconds the gap currently. And who are we next likely to see in? Probably Micken, isn't it? As and then in the not too distant future, probably Liam as well. Cranky is just up ahead, so I would imagine he's going to probably get out of the way of Liam. He does indeed. See if he gives Giraffe the same sort of service. Giraffe taking a lot of that inside curb, probably picking up a warning for that one. Does already have a penalty, so just needs to be a little bit careful with that. And Cranky getting out of the way in the end. Maybe just a little more hesitant than with his teammate, but well within what was acceptable there. As Giraffe now down to 1.1 seconds behind the lead AlphaTauri, and a top 5 position very much within his reach. Gap at the front still 1.4, so yeah, nothing really in danger of changing there at the moment. Fleddy's still in control of this race as we come through to back with Liam and Giraffe for the 20th time this evening. So yeah, we've got through those sort of next 8 laps fairly quickly, didn't we, from lap 12, and very much into the second half of the race. Now that's going to get close, isn't it? Liam a little bit out of shape through rest gas, and Giraffe had a bit of a think about it, and in the end thought better of it. Liam is struggling with electrical energy, down to just 6%, so that might come back to bite him. And if Giraffe can see that red light flashing, wants to get himself nicely charged up. He's got 40%. That's pretty decent. So he needs to focus on the exit really, either through Portier and into the tunnel, or out of Nogues onto the start-finish straight, and just go for one banzai with all his electrical energy. Problem is Liam has a little bit now saved up and uses it through the tunnel to defend, and Giraffe not feeling the need to use his to attack into that. Maybe one big run coming up down the start-finish straight. Liam now, 16 laps into this set of tyres. Giraffe only 7. Coming through the swimming pool this time. Cranky's put some softs on, so he's going for the glory runs. So right now, the overtake mode and the DRS for Giraffe. We're on board with him coming down into turn 1. Is there going to be an opportunity? Just comes up too early once again, doesn't it? I wonder if you could maybe even think about a move up here sometime, if he sort of baits Liam into a move into turn 1 and then doubles back, gets a good run up the hill. Other than that, I'm running out of options for you. You could always try the Prestari move and go around the outside of the hairpin. I've never seen that, or don't recall seeing that in league racing. Certainly not coming off as cleanly as it did. You normally end up wedged against both of you against the barrier if that move's attempted. But once again, coming through the tunnel with Liam leading Giraffe. We have Micken coming up ahead, so only 2 seconds off Micken now, so this is about to become a 3-way scrap. And Micken and Liam will probably be an indicator of what needs to happen up front with Fleddy. In terms of the tyres, they're a few laps ahead of him in their life. Oh, Liam clips the barrier and does pit, so 17 laps into his stint, he's in the pits. That releases Giraffe, but it will only release him as far as Micken for the time being. Oh. 22 laps out of 39. Voice is still with us. We're doing well. Not lost it just yet. But Giraffe, look how quickly he's closed that gap up to Micken, 1.5 already. And those mediums on the Haas starting to get towards the end of their life. No sign of any rain or anything like that. We know what effect that had on, where were we? What was the track last week? Red Bull Ring, wasn't it? With C2. That absolutely turned that race on its head with rain, with about 5-6 laps remaining. But looks pretty overcast here, as it did in qualifying, but remaining dry. And Giraffe now closed right up onto the back of the Haas. Has to be said, I hope we get a Haas livery update, because with Magnussen and Schumacher having those extra hours in testing under the lights, the new livery looked absolutely fantastic. Oh, a little bit of contact though, as Giraffe sort of punted Micken off into the distance and then took advantage of him. That's a little bit cheeky. See what Micken thinks of that a little bit later, but either way, 22 laps on his tyres. Probably going to be in the pits in the not too distant future. Back to the front, we'll just check in with them. They're doing a fantastic job, so we'll give them a little bit of airtime. Fleddy is 1.9 seconds clear of Maggot. For some reason, is he showing us Norris as well? Was he in a little bit late? Excuse me. Tell you what, while we've not got any massive fights going on, I'll just have a quick drink and recharge. Okay, let's run through your order. We've got Fleddy leading up front, and Maggot actually dropping a little bit behind now. Does he have any sort of damage? Seems intact, but yeah, definitely dropped a couple of seconds there. Prestari is looking like he's probably aiming for a podium this evening, because yeah, a long way off and not making any impression on the top two. Giraffe currently in P4. We've got Micken, who picks up a penalty. We've got Ricker in a comfortable P6 at the moment. Liam having pitted down in P7. Then we've got the two Aston Martins of Beatty and Luke, and then Cranky on those soft tyres, making his way around at the back, of course, after the yeah, the 3-point turn to get himself back underway again, following that spin on lap 1, sticking with it, and he'll pick up some points for his efforts. What have we got going on? We've got, I think that's a lapped car. Yeah, it is indeed. Prestari making his way past Luke. Rick are now closing in on Micken, who's really probably starting to struggle with those mediums now. Although they've done 24 laps, so gone quite long. So maybe the likes of Fleddy can make it to the end from where they are. In that case, you would expect Maggot to have the better tyres towards the end. If Fleddy did drop off, I think there's still probably some strategy to play out in this race just yet. But yeah, Ricker now very much on the back of the Haas ahead of him, and not that far off the back of Giraffe actually. And Ricker in previous seasons has had a bit of a knack of coming through at the end of races, and to be fair to him, he's not got any penalties. He's sat right behind these two as Giraffe pits, and that's early. Does Giraffe have damage? We'll stick with him, see if we have a front wing waiting all the way down at the end of the pit lane for us. I believe we do. Yep, front wing coming off. Front wing going back on. Soft tyres going on, and away he goes. Is he going to get out ahead of Booty? That's going to be a close one, but I think Booty gets ahead. Yeah, that's the lower drag because he's missing his helmet that got him through there. As Liam is actually catching these two. So yeah, Ricker now on the back of Micken, and Liam looking like he... in fact, Micken... Have we lost Micken somewhere? Maybe just a little bit of an issue there. He showing his AI for a second. Either way, Micken still keeping Ricker behind him. And Liam is right on the back of him as well. Look at that beautiful helicopter shot as we come through the swimming pool section into Raskas. And oh, Liam just nibbling on the inside. Oh, and a little bit of contact again. We've seen that from him already. Just clipping the inside barrier. Oh, Ricker well out of shape. Liam might have a run at him here, despite his own mistake. Is he going to go up the inside into Sandovo? Oh, a little bit of contact again. So, wait a minute, we've got Cranky off. Waiting for the two cars to come through. And he'll get himself going again. This is the second time we've witnessed Cranky doing a 3-point turn in this race. So, sorry, but we did catch you again. Straight into the pits. Fleddy's now managed to pull out a 7-second lead, so looking very strong with just over 10 laps remaining as Luke picks up a penalty for track limits. Prestari is starting to close in on Maggot, but nothing special there. Micken's still going on those 26 lap old medium tyres, and Liam, and now Ricker in P6. And yeah, Liam is not one you want behind you when he's got a pace advantage. As we go, look, he's definitely not shy. Clatters through and Mick and Pitts. So that was all a little bit unnecessary then. Whether Mick would have picked us if he had maintained the position, I'm not sure. But either way, Liam wasn't quite necessary to risk it all, put it all on the line there for that overtake. Either way, he moves up to P4, Ricker's P5, soft tyres going on, Micken, and he comes out behind Giraffe, who just sets the fastest lap of the race at 11.596. Oh, excuse me, what's gone on here? Sorry, pressed the wrong button. Back to it. Right, let's pick up what's happening. Ricker and Liam still the closest battle on track. We've got Micken's just come out ahead of Booty. So where's the drama going to come from in the final 10 laps then? Where are we going to see this? Cranky's dropped a lap down now. In fact, he's dropped a lap down on everyone now, I think, hasn't he? By the looks of what that's telling me. Liam Pitts. So that's going to be one to watch then, isn't it? Does he come out ahead or behind Micken? Oh, we just lost Wolsey. So your first retirement of the evening has finally left us. And yeah, more sparklers going on the sides and barriers. Excuse me. I think Micken's probably going to clear Liam fairly easily, and Booty as well. He's going to get ahead of the AlphaTauri. So I wonder if there was a little bit of front wing damage from that overtake down, and that was completely disregarding the pit exit line if I've ever seen it. Either way, back onto the track. So shout out for the likes of Luke and Cranky, who are still sticking with it despite a difficult evening for both of them. They will get some points for their efforts. Fleddy, Maggot, Prestari and Ricker, it's all pretty lonely for them now on lap 30 of 39. Just need to keep it between the walls. Ricker, not doing that, and maybe did he pick up a little bit of damage? He has. He's picked up front wing damage, and Micken is going to move up as a result of that. In fact, that's going to cost him quite a bit. It's going to put him behind Booty and Liam. He doesn't pit, continues on, but he's going to really be struggling. That was a full end plate gone, wasn't it? It really was quite a whack for the Williams driver. Booty coming through. Must be pretty windy in that cockpit. But again, through Sandoval for the 30th time this evening. And the leader is coming up just behind for the 31st time this evening. And up the hill, Sol McLaren this evening, doing a very good job of it. Looking like a pretty decent evening for Mercedes, actually. It's the second and fourth at the moment. We'll go back to what's happening with. In fact, we've got both AlphaTauris behind both Astons, which doesn't help. But now we've got Luke into the pits, seemingly for a front wing. Yeah, didn't look like there was any obvious damage, but either way, he's through. Yeah, he's into the pits, and soft tyres going on. Maybe looking for a fastest lap point, which, to be fair, he had a lap on Cranky at the time. He's going to come out in some very clear air, so that's worked out pretty nicely for him, and he'll get on his way. What else have we got? Oh, what on earth just happened there? Did I miss something? Not sure on that one. Giraffe is in the pits, so he's bailed on that front wing damage. And yeah, once again, there's a front wing waiting down at Williams. So yeah, a few of them have got through some front wings this evening. What stops have we had? We've got Luke leading the pit stops at the moment on 4, Cranky, Giraffe, Liam, all on 3. So who's leading the team's pit stops then? We've got, in fact, we've got Alpha and AlphaTauri, sorry, and Aston both on 6 pit stops apiece. Got there in the end. Right, let's have a look. What can we find you for the remaining, what, 7 laps? Trama's never far away from Liam, so we'll stick on board with him for now, but he is 1.5 away from Micken as it stands. What's happening with the Haas? Shouldn't be any major issues, only 1 lap older tyres, so should be fine. Seems that the leaders are all planning to go to the end, not long left, and no sign of any of them pitting. A little bit close to the wall there for Liam, who's, yeah, once again starting to struggle with energy. He's not shy of using the overtake button. So what have we got? 5 drivers of the 10 out there with penalties. 3 of them are down the back, and it shouldn't make any difference. So yeah, fizzling out maybe just a little bit. We've had quite a bit of drama early on, but maybe just a little front heavy on the entertainment. At the moment, it's all pretty spread out. And yeah, Fleddy leading from Maggot, Prestari, Ricca, Micken, Liam, Booty, Giraffe, Luke and Cranky, and I'll be back with you in just a minute. Okay, back with you then, and Prestari we've seen in the pits. I'm not sure if that was for a front wing change or just, it looks like it was maybe just for the soft tyres, but that's putting behind Ricca. So it's an interesting one. It's going to be very close here with Micken and Liam. We'll just get out ahead of them, but he's going to have to get up to speed pretty quickly, as we now have a 3-way fight for P4, all on soft tyres. You would imagine with the pace Prestari has shown throughout, it would be enough for him to just ease away from these two, but you never know if he has to start getting defensive. But at the moment, yeah, looking like a very good evening for Mercedes, running in P2 and P3. Fleddy, I'm not seeing too much of him, but that's a compliment, because he's been away and gone ever since that first round of pit stops. Credit to Maggot though, he's definitely shown an impressive performance this evening. And this is definitely your closest battle on track to the end, Liam and Micken. 1.5 the gap to Prestari, so yeah, maybe just starting to ease away there. Once again, that sparkler's still going at Raskas. Not sure if the one at the new Welsh Cane's still going. We'll check that next time. About 35 or 39. Fleddy actually is about to come round and start lap 36. So yeah, what's that? 4 laps remaining, and my voice is still with us, so that's successful, if nothing else. And in fact, we've almost made 2/3 of the race. I'm going to seriously touch wood while saying this. We've almost made the final 2/3 of the race without a retirement. The 5 retirements were all in the first 13 laps. So yeah, it's been pretty successful. Liam though, maybe neither of them have much electrical energy, so It's going to have to either be a mistake from Micken or a DRS move, and we've seen that's not that effective. I don't think... Now, the sparkler's not going down at Newell, so they must have to share one out between the barriers, and it's down at Raskas at the moment. This is getting pretty close, isn't it? And a little bit of contact happening as... oh, the sparkler's gone out. What a shame. Yeah, Micken... Oh, massive slide just as he was looking the closest he has so far. Liam picks up a massive armful of opposite lock coming out of the final corner and misses his opportunity. 37 for your leader now. Do we have any other? That's a lap car behind the Mercedes, isn't it? So yeah, still. Oh, down into Mirabeau, surely not. We'll go on board with Liam for just a moment. But yeah, Fleddy, Maggot and Ricker looking pretty comfortable. Prestari is yeah, now pulled 6 seconds on these guys, so that's 4th place looking okay for him. Cranky's coming in for another set of tyres, so that's probably going to be him winning the pit stops this evening. Not quite a record, I think we've had 7 or maybe even 8 in the past. But, oh, big slide again from Liam. He's certainly giving that right pedal plenty of boot, as speaking of which, Booty picks up a 3-second penalty, and Micken, I feel sorry for him, he's been booted up the back so many times this evening and still sticking with it. Still P5 at the moment, and into, yeah, so what's going to be 3 laps left for these guys. Oh, massive crash, huge crash. Micken's out as well. Oh, what a shame. That is bizarre. I do wonder whether there was some sort of desync between them, because the wheel almost came off before the contact with Liam. Either way, they're both out of the race, and that is one of the biggest incidents we've seen in RLH for a very long time. Flat out at the end of the straight, and yeah, shades of Verstappen straight into there. I believe way back in 2015, was it? And unfortunately, yeah, the old commentator's curse once again. We've just lost 2 drivers in one incident. About a lap after I said we'd not lost a driver, but it does have the effect of moving Booty and Giraffe up, and also Luke and Cranky. I think Cranky will just about, yeah, just, despite being a lap down, will manage to make up those 2 positions. But I suspect there is probably a report coming in. Let's quickly have a think. What's 10% of 39? So that's about 4 laps. Yeah, so both Micken and Liam should be classified, I would imagine. So they will be classified in 9th and 10th, so they'll pick up points, but yeah, not the best way to end their races, and unfortunately dropping them down from the positions they'd fought hard for so close to the end. But either way, your leader is on his final lap, and I'll be honest, we don't have too much else to play out in this race. It's pretty spread out now as a result of that incident. And Fleddy, we will follow him around the final lap. We've barely seen him, so we'll give him the courtesy of following him around from the tunnel all the way back to the start finish straight. And then we can give everyone else quite a bit of airtime, because there's almost half a minute to the next finisher. All pretty neat and tidy. Absolutely, as Cracky, yeah, does move up into P8. So Fleddy through the swimming pool for the final time. He's definitely coasting at this point. Just needs to make it to the end. A couple more corners to go, and this will put a huge stamp on the championship for him. He's very much striding away with this one, and across the line wins the Monaco Grand Prix in a what was a comfortable victory in the end for the Dutchman. I say Dutch, I'm 99% certain he is. We'll find out in a minute. Maggot through the swimming pool section for the final time, as I think Giraffe, the lap car behind him, so we'll see both of them across the line. Maggot, good performance from him. Great qualifying lap to put it on pole. Couldn't quite keep Fleddy at bay, but yeah, best of the rest in P2. Giraffe across the line In fact, Booty's also finished in P5. Ricker now coming through. Luke's going to be next man across the line for P7. Ricker will follow him across the line for P3. Prestari did actually close that up to just 3.6 seconds in the end. Becomes 6.6 with his penalty and takes P4. And Cranky, well done for doing the whole 39 laps by himself. Picks up 8th place as a reward for that. And we'll just get confirmation of your results very shortly. Yeah, Liam seemingly a little bit confused by that incident himself. Apparently his wheel just came off, which it did look like that to us on the stream. I'll have to go back and watch it again, but it seemed that the wheel was off before the contact. Either way, Fleddy celebrates on the podium with the 2 Mercedes drivers, so it's an all Mercedes engined podium. Confirmation of your results. Fleddy picking up the win from P2 on the grid, and Maggot and Ricker in 2nd and 3rd complete your podium. Prestari, Booty, Giraffe, Luke and Cranky were your finishers. Micken and Liam, I believe, will be classified just about by about a lap in 9th and 10th, and then the DNFs were of course John, Mason, the Entity, Xenon, Eric, Too Fast for You, and Wolvesy. And that's about it for this evening. Our fastest lap, of course, went to Giraffe, so he'll pick up the point for that. And yeah, that's it. I'm definitely going to go and get dosed up again. And yeah, hopefully be feeling better tomorrow for my own race. But yeah, thanks for joining us. And we'll be back with C2 next week, which I have no idea. I'll just find out what the track is for next week before we go, actually. I did have it to hand before I started looking at looking for memes. It's Mexico next week, so yeah, Mexican Grand Prix. C2 will be on YouTube, so yeah, join us for that. Thank you very much, and good night.